afternoon, Frank.
Hi, Oscar. How are you?
Good. I gotta get more light in here. Yeah, it's fascinating because you are talking to me on all those levels. Finding a passion was always a struggle, and now I think I finally have found a passion. Wearing the Operation Underground Railroad shirt that I'm doing more often now, and just channeling what we do into helping to stop child sex trafficking and human trafficking around the world and in the US. And that has taken me from I gotta make a phone call to man, I can't wait to make that phone call.
Yeah, excited.
So there's something behind that phone call.
Yeah, very excited. I'm happy for you. That's a real passion. Good for you. Anybody else have any questions?
Frank, I know that I can resonate with that as far as being an entrepreneur and also having so many projects, because it's one of those things where as an entrepreneur, you sometimes have to do everything yourself, because you've got to get things done. And also with the pandemic and everything, everybody was kind of stuck inside and not being able to go anywhere. So, I can totally relate about all of that. You go from one project to another, and that's just how it works. You just get it done.
Yeah. I know you, and you handle a lot of projects, but there's something about you. You really approach each one. When you're working on one, you're working on one. If you get a little tired with that, you'll move to another one. You're very dedicated to finishing your projects, and I see it all the time. I admire you so much.
Well, you know what? I've done a lot of time blocking. So I take, spaces of time, and I just block everything out just for that. That's the only way that you can get things done.
Yeah, people find ways to really work within their parameters. Time blocking is great. Absolutely great. Good for you.
Very formative. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Pleasure.
That's really awesome, Frank. Don't leave yet, Karen. So, Frank, when you were telling your story, right? You mentioned all these different things that you did in your life, and a few of them, few of the things. And so, you and Karen have that in common, to where you can multitask yourself into different functions, and that is one of the benefits of where you can operate through your ADD. But I've heard so many people approach ADD from a very negative standpoint.
The only thing wrong with ADD is A, you don't know you have it. B, nobody really set you up on a system to be successful with it. That's it. That's really what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you are doing so many things, and as an entrepreneur, even thinking that way, you have to think as a business person, and you have all of these things that you have to get done, and if you happen to miss just one of them, then it sets you back. So that's why you have to get all your ducks in a row.
Yeah, well, this is one of the reasons I coach people, whether it's an entrepreneur or whether it's an ADD person, because the disciplines that I've learned along the way coaching apply to pretty much everybody, right? So it's really about engaging in some way. And you have to be very careful, because things can slip. That's why you work with a coach. Because if you don't, things will slip all over the place. Unless you are incredibly disciplined, like Karen. She's really disciplined. Amazing.
I've tried. It's been years of working, working at this.
Yeah, and you also found your passion. It makes a big difference. You'll do whatever it takes to get it done.
Well, when you have that drive and passion as an entrepreneur, you just do it. You just.
Yeah. You can't help but do it.
Right. Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the amazing part. I love how you tied music to actually showing people what they can do, even just through music. Frank, what got you more tied to the music aspect of talking about that?
Well, it was interesting because I've always been involved in music from the time I was in my father's restaurant listening to the jukebox, right? Mm-hmm. And across the street was the movie theater. So at some point, I found myself in advertising, and I'd met really creative people. So I had this gift with talent with music, and I always believe that there's a healing power of music. Mm-hmm. So I would meet people who were also very spiritual. We would write lyrics together. I've written a couple of musicals with Harry Weber. I wrote with a lot of people, a lot of things. I created a CD with this woman named Mindy Rosengarten, really wonderful. And I still didn't feel that I was doing anything special. It was like, oh, we're just doing this thing, right? Mm-hmm. I wind up studying with somebody, and this was after I found out I had ADD. And this guy I was studying with, and it was costing a lot of money a month. Mm-hmm. And he would tell me all the time, stop telling me about your procrastination nonsense. Go do your music. And I would go, until finally he says, listen, if you don't go do your music, I'm not going to coach you anymore, and you'll still have to pay me on a monthly basis.
There's motivation right there.
Yeah. So I went home and I said, well, I guess I should do this. And I found a cassette of something I wrote and me singing. And I put the cassette in there and I went, oh, that's what everybody's been talking about.
Wow.
I heard it for the first time.
Right.
And at that point I said, from now on, anything I touch is going to have the arts attached to it, because that's what I'm about. Arts, healing, music, architecture, food, because food is very creative, anything around that. And that's how I got back into it. And I started to do a lot of writing with a lot of people. I do custom songs for people who get married or have a baby and stuff like that. And I've also been asked to write some music songs for films. I'm just out there doing it and coaching at the same time. Mm-hmm. Because the music is very, my company's name is Edutainment, so it's education mixed with entertainment. So it's, when I'm doing it, I'm sky high. It's good.
Also music is very motivating. So if you have that, like when you just first turned on the music, I was like, I'm sitting here going like this. And I was like, oh, wow, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's very motivating for sure.
Without a doubt. And also, if you're working with clients, you don't have to have original music. You could say to your clients, what kind of music do you like? And have them then play it before you get together with them. Because it hits a certain part of the brain. And when that happens, it opens it up. When that happens, it allows teaching to occur. I don't know what section it is, but no matter, whenever you do these programs, they always have music playing before the session.
Right.
Always. And then they do it at the end to cut it off because you're walking away from it.
Got it. So you give it a beginning and you give it a conclusion. Yeah. Kind of like closes their gate. Well, yeah, I love what Karen said, because that's when you started playing the music, I automatically felt myself relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it is almost like if you had any kind of like contention, you find yourself just kind of like bringing that down.
Yeah, because it really works on, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was saying it really works on stress and anxiety, and it just kind of calms you down. Invariably, unless you're listening to James Brown, who I used to play that when I was running a company, and I had all these sales guys. So I would get in there at 9:00 and I would play, James Brown.
Wow.
I got this, all this kind of stuff. And everybody thought I was out of their mind, but they were very productive.
Yeah.
They were very productive.
Now, there's something that you said that I'm going to ask just each person to answer this question before we go. When you got that revelation of yourself, about yourself, what did that do for you?
It just completely changed me. And like I say to people all the time, I had changed, but I was actually transformed, but I was actually the same person at the same time. I just absolutely inside shifted, and that made an enormous difference. And I got back to being funny, because before that I was very serious. I'm a business guy. I'm going to be very serious, you know? No.
Yeah. Once you become you, it's like, it's all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is it for you, Oscar? When was the moment for you?
I don't know. I don't know if I could pick a moment. Now I remember, once when I was young in school, I was always the shortest one, easy to pick on. And one of the guys says, if you pick on yourself, you will disarm everyone around you. So, that self-deprecating humor, I was able to do that and then, come back with a vengeance. So people left me alone. And then to this day, I will cut people down to the quick with very quick. And, being ADHD helps a lot, because I have so many things to pick from in my brain that is readily accessible.
Yeah.
So I use that to my advantage.
I know I have the Staples sisters in my brain going all the time. What's it like for you, Karen? What was the moment? Can you know?
What was the moment for what?
When you got a revelation of yourself, when it came to you, like, you know what, I need to make this shift. It's like the aha moment.
Oh, I love those. I actually had one. When did I have one? I just had one not too long ago, when he was talking about the music. So, turning the music on for the client, because I'm going to add that as one of my questions on my health histories.
That's great.
Because I think it's important, because I ask a lot of, personal questions, but that's a good one.
Sure. And tell people, that's your favorite song? Great. I want you to play it.
No, I'm going to play it for them.
Okay. That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I think it's great.
To start any session, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a positive note, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. That was great.
Yeah, Frank. That was a great program. Thank you so much. This is actually the end of our Entrepreneurial Month. And Frank, you close it off with a bang. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for allowing me to be here to do this.
Oh, listen, we're all partners, man. We all make this happen. And because of our collaboration, people can get this information. They can also get it on our app. All of Frank's information and all of Karen's information is in our Phoenix National Network app, which you can download on your phones, and
as well as Oscar.
As well as Oscar. All of our partners are on there. If you watch their programs throughout the month, you can actually get in touch with them. We have a chat room within the app also for each of these areas. So if you have questions you want to leave in there, go ahead and do that, and one of us will reach back out to you. But a very encouraging segment, and I love how we're closing this out. Thank you so much again, Frank.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ricky, we know you're in the background, so thank you also. And we'll see you guys again next month. Take care.